Robin Thornton here again. Thanks for joining me on this channel. So if you're watching on YouTube on demand or you're pulling this down off the website, thank you for spending some time. What I'm going to do today is just run through the kind of top investment programs in the world for residency by investment. So residency and citizenship by investment. So I've got to cover the US. So we've got EB5 and EB3. They're the two main ones. Portugal, always the most popular. Lots of options there from 399. Closed earlier this year, so unfortunately that's kind of been taken out of the equation. And there are other ones as well. So places like Latvia, which gets you access to the European Union. The main programs coming to Europe, it's definitely Portugal. And if you wanted to get a kind of second citizenship, passport, if you want a green card, for example, EB3, the worker program, is excellent. And the EB5 is very, very good with super quick processing of 11 to 12 months. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive in and I'll run through those programs for you. Okay. But anyway, let's dig in and I'll run through Portugal, always the most popular. Latvia, which is a new one really on the horizon, becoming more and more popular as well. Obviously talk about the USA a little bit, and then I'll just touch on some of the other programs. So Portugal's always the most popular, I guess, in Europe, and there's a good route to citizenship as well in 5 years. As you know, it qualifies from the 500,000 euro level. Some of the providers will provide a prepaid return, so the capital comes down to 399, and there's one or two financing options as well. So get in touch, I'll give you some more details in those. It is slow to get your residency. We're looking at about a 2-year delay at the moment. It is coming down though, and AIMA have vowed to try clear that backlog by the summer down to about 12 months. I doubt they will, but it's certainly coming down better all the time. You can add family members, both dependent and non-dependent as well. Again, I can give you more details on a specific family group. Latvia, this is a bit of a new one on the block, really. Seems to be getting some traction, because it's only 100,000 euros. It's an investment as well. And it's a kind of quick, efficient way to get residency in the European Union. The processing times are like super quick. We're talking 4 to 6 weeks, as opposed to some of the other programs, which is an amazing feat. You only have to stay for 1 day a year as well to keep that residency. It's not really a citizenship type program because it's 8 to 10 years towards citizenship and you have to learn Latvian, etc., etc. So I doubt that that's going to be very popular. Same as Portugal, you can have family members as well, both dependent and non-dependent. Okay, the USA program is actually a workers program. The cost typically for a kind of family of 3 or 4 is about $40,000, paid in a couple of different installments. It's a guaranteed job program. So people are offered a job. They use that to get their I-140, which is your green card approval. And then they go to the consulate with that job offer and hey, presto, they get approved. But it is slow. It takes like 2 years to get from A to B. You can get citizenship after 5 years of living in the US as well. Obviously no language test. And the main applicant is the only one that has to work in that job role. So other family members perhaps would, the spouse perhaps would work elsewhere or not work at all. Full package as well includes, medical. It's just like any other US national applying for job. Manual labor jobs, but skilled ones in warehouses and packaging and factories and things like that. Okay, EB5, this is really the big one for the US. This is a program where you don't have to live there. It's an $800,000 investment, so that's approximately 720,000 euros, and that's to compare against the Portuguese program. However, the investment and returns are very good. Certainly on a couple of projects, you get a 7% return after 5 years. So that's exceptionally good. And they are in areas that are kind of developed and approved by the US government as well. Super quick processing times. We're talking 11 to 12 months in the what's called the rural projects. For example, there's one in Cavalry, which is in Texas, a water reclamation company. Basically, the water that gets pumped down into the wells comes back up, gets cleaned, refined, and goes back out. So it's economically and financially very sustainable. Again, family applicants, etc. So what about the others? Okay, UAE, always popular. Dubai, lived there myself for many, many years. You can still do that via the property routes. I can give you some more information on that. But basically, effectively buying an apartment or similar in the UAE will get you a Golden Visa. Caribbean, not so popular. $200,000. It's a donation. I guess that's why it's not too popular. But the likes of St. Kitts and St. Lucia. And again, I can give you more information on that if you require. Greece, and now it's dropped down in popularity a little bit, basically because they've increased the minimums required recently. I think that was last year. So now it's from 400,000 in different areas. In some areas, for example, of Athens, it's up to 800,000 in minimum purchase. So it's quite chunky. And of course, Spain, that was quite popular, has since closed. That closed on the 3rd of April of this year. Currently, there's no program for the Golden Visa, although there is still a route for the what's called the Entrepreneur's Visa. Again, that's quite a complicated one, but I can help out with that. Okay, so what do we do? Well, listen, advise. I mean, that's certainly a big part of my job, asking a lot of questions, I guess. We process your application and investment via a dedicated team, mainly based in the UAE, so it's good for time zones. And we follow up and process all the documents, chase lawyers, chase investment providers, etc. And of course, at the end of the day, what we want to do is deliver those residency cards to you or those passports to you and put them firmly in your own hands. What's really important is find out your individual goals, objectives, and what you're trying to achieve. So get in touch today. QR code there on the screen. Old-fashioned email address as well, robin@robinthornton.com. So that's pretty easy to remember. Also, there's my WhatsApp number there as well. A lot of clients nowadays prefer to converse via WhatsApp. Obviously, I'm happy to do that and available all the time. So reach out to me. I'll just leave those details on screen for a wee bit longer. Obviously, you can go back on this video and check those out as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, it'll be down in the comments section, which is usually below. And obviously, there's a subscribe key as well. So it'd be great if you could subscribe and keep in touch. And any comments you want to put in those boxes, that's really positive. It helps me out as well. All right. You have a great day. And thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.